Wow, I am just muted and I've been talking to myself this whole time. I thought everybody was just real focused or really didn't want to deal with me. How's it going?
Good.
Yeah, it's the same
We can
response I
hear
got
you.
last time. Last time I asked. Cool. Glad you can hear me. We'll wait a minute or two for more people to show up, and then we'll just jump right into it. Hmm. Cool. Well, why don't we just get started? I'll admit I haven't done a ton of preparation, so we're just gonna wing it a little bit, see where it goes. Um, do I have somebody who would like to take some notes for me?
I'll try.
Thank you, Eric. And could you throw the link to the notes in the chat as well?
Yeah. And I'll
That
share it
way
too, right?
anybody can do that. Oh, if you want to share, you can.
I mean, I don't want to, but we usually do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I trust you on that. I honestly don't remember. I'm not usually the one taking notes. Yeah, December 11th. Cool. So yeah, like I said, just a little preparation for this. We can do a quick spin through check-ins on things. So I guess let's start just by talking about 329 because that's the most recent release that's gone out. Um, we did a 329.0 and then also a 329.1 with the first batch of bug fixes. Um, this was an especially um, bug-prone release, 329.0, let's just say. I think mostly due to the introduction of some pretty big API changes around the way um, policies work. So we introduced admin network policies and we introduced um, this concept of tiered policy, both of which have um, RBAC implications, changes to our API server that are a little bit complicated. So I think we've had a handful of bugs raised around that. Some of those fixes went out in 329.1, so the primary RBAC fixes went into that. Um, but there are still some open issues in this area that I think we need to be looking at, and for the most part are looking at for 329.2. Um, so I think the ones I would call out 9473. Um, which I can, you got it. Yeah, I'll throw a link into that one afterwards. 9473 is an issue with patching and updating policies, uh, and sort of relatedly an integration with CD systems like Argo. Um, this is related to the way that names get generated for tiered policies. Previously, if you created a policy named foo, it ended up in the API server named foo. now that we have this concept of tiers, it's the name is defaulted to tier.foo, and that confuses a whole bunch of tooling. So we have a plan for how to fix this that involves some memory, like remembering what name the user created the policy with and using that instead. So I think Michael's working on that and should resolve this and just make that API a little bit more intuitive in general.
Hey, Casey,
Yeah.
could you perhaps move your microphone a little closer?
Oh, am I not loud enough?
Uh, I could hear you, but I wouldn't mind
Let
if you were
me
louder.
check. Okay,
You sound good now. Yeah, you sound better.
cool. I'm yeah, conscious of that, but no, usually I'm more worried that I'm going to be too loud. Guess I don't speak very loud. Anyway, yeah, so that was one of them. There's another issue that I was alerted to, 9527, which I'm a little bit less sure what's going on there, but I think also needs to be addressed. Um, that's also appears to be some sort of RBAC type issue with tiers that's causing like garbage collection issues in upstream code. I think those are the main things for 329.2 that are tiers related. Um, I'm not sure if anybody else on the call is tracking other issues that we should call out. If so, just shout so we can make sure that they have some visibility. There's also one fix that I know Sean actually just merged, which is unrelated to tiers, and that's a VXLAN bug. So we did a pretty big refactor of some of the internal route management code in 329 for well, just in general, but this also impacts VXLAN. And one of the issues there was related to the way that we were keying forwarding database entries in that refactored code. So I think that issue is 9450. But that one's already merged and should be fixed. So nothing more to do there except wait for the release.
What was the general uh, of that? What did you say?
Uh,
VXLAN routing issue? Is that
the
ex
I think the summary is that our code was deleting and recreating ARP and forwarding DB entries periodically, resulting in dropped connectivity. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I had on 329.2. 3.30 is the next release. It's still very early days considering 329 just went out and we're working through all of the things that I just mentioned. Um, so I think there's not a whole lot for me to say here. That's probably looking like April timeframe would be my best guess. And that's probably as much as I can say about it at this point. Uh, so short and sweet on that one.
Load balancer IPAM's going to be in that one.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we did just merge that. So if you're using load balancer services, Calico's been able to advertise those for some time, but hasn't had allocation capabilities itself. It's relied on MetalLB to do that. We now have our own controller that will allocate those for you. So that's pretty cool. There's probably other stuff that I can say about this, but like I said, I am poorly prepared. So anybody feel free to shout stuff out. I think that's it for check-ins and sneak peeks. Nathan, do you want to say anything about work you guys have been doing?
Sure. So on VPP, on Calico VPP side, the main update was 329 release. We managed to do not too far away from the Calico release. Major fixes are a fix about an issue in IPv6 support, which slipped to the CI. And a couple other minor bug fixes. And in terms of content, the main addition was the rebase of VPP, which contains a bunch of new features, mostly data drivers and so on. No major CNI features this time. We are still working on hardening and adoption.
Nathan, what'd you say real quick about it was fixed with IPv6?
It's IPv6 support that broke. That was broken, I think, due to, I don't recall the exact details.
Okay, well, if you want to add more to the
yeah.
notes, feel free to. Right.
Great. Yeah.
Casey, what about baseline admin network policy? Is that?
Yeah, that's totally coming. I think that PR was merged a few days ago.
And that'll be in 3.30, right?
That'll be in 3.30. That's right. So we did admin network policy in 329, and its companion baseline admin network policy will be in 330. Thank you for remembering that. Not to put anybody on the spot, but Pedro, Sridhar, Eric, Lance, if any of y'all have anything you think we should know, happy to.
Yeah, on the BPF side for 330, we're planning to improve the interface auto detection. So it is essentially like users have to provide a regex pattern for the matching for matching the host interfaces to which the programs will be attached. So this has been a pain of late, wherein like there are users who have bond interfaces and then a VLAN on top of bond, and they'll have to change the configuration a lot. And we have also seen cases where each node has a different set of interface names, and that requires us to configure have Felix configurations per node, and then the data interface pattern different. So we are in the process of trying to automate it a little bit and make it easier for the users. So that's something from the BPF side.
Is this because we attach BPF programs to host interfaces regardless of host endpoints, or is this related to host endpoints?
Yeah, no, we attach regardless of the host endpoints.
Curious. Cool. That's a good shout.
So yeah, as
And
it says, it's
yeah.
still in the very early stages, but yeah, we're looking into improving QoS controls. In addition to what we do, like by chaining the bandwidth plugin, would have packet rate and number of consecutive connections control. But yeah, that's what I've been working on.
Very cool. So that's like Calico native ways to do that rather than
Yeah,
relying on the bandwidth
like
plugin.
replacing the chaining of the bandwidth plugin with a Calico native way and with some additional functionality. So
Beautiful.
On the BPF side, one more thing is it's not yet decided, but we are looking to change the docs to which for the basically the OpenShift install docs to directly install Calico in BPF mode. So that is something for 330. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like a default switch from
Yeah, like so if the user just follows our docs, OpenShift install docs in Calico, then it will come up in BPF mode.
nice. And presumably existing users when they upgrade won't have to change anything. They'll keep running with their existing mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I think we've already touched on some hot issues. Really, most of the heat's been coming from the tiers introduction in 329. So hopefully 329.2 sees the end of that. Does anyone have any other call outs? Seems like not.
I don't.
Cool. You know, for Calico Heroes, there are a few people that have been doing some nice stuff, and I have forgotten their names. So I need to go hunt those down. Somebody submitted a PR that fixes a sort of awkward scale issue, or at least improves upon it for basically the code in each node that monitors for when we need to update our tunnel addresses. Was making a bunch of API calls when it didn't need to. So that one's great and went in the other day. Yeah, I feel like we've had a lot of really nice PRs come in as well. There was there's a couple in flight related to configuring the conditions that Calico node manages when it starts up. So we have some logic that sets the node network unavailable condition and manages that. It's pretty basic, and there's lots of ways that can be improved. So it's been nice to see some interest in that particular bit of the code recently. I will go back and add links to PRs and names. I'm afraid that due to my aforementioned unpreparedness, I do not have the names available. Yeah.
Probably be some GitHub name that isn't pronounceable anyway.
Yeah, let's blame that. It'll be sad when I go back and the GitHub name is just like Adam or something very basic and memorable. Anyway, I think that was the end of my list. Anyone have any questions, thoughts? Yash, I noticed that you you there? I don't know. Hello, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Was there anything you wanted to talk about or ask the group?
No, I've just started looking Calico and just asking so many questions regarding the releases and all for like I'm basically trying to bump Calico 3.29.12 Kubernetes 1.32 beta release and trying to test around how it is going, how we can test it in our environment. And I got to know, okay, these are some open issues for 3.29.2 will cover it up. So looking forward for these issues to be fixed up and so that I can consume and try it around.
Great, yeah, you and me both. It will be nice to see those done.
Yes.
So are you new to Calico then, or were you using 3.28 or an earlier version?
I'm basically started looking upon Calico. It's like in my company, like I basically work from VMware
Mm-hmm.
and there I'm basically consuming the Calico and trying to work around like how I can create a FIPS compliant of Calico, how I can do the releases in my downstream consuming Calico. So these
Right.
like
So you'll probably
these are the
be doing some recompiling.
yes.
Yeah. Cool. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
I think I can speak for most folks on the call that we're happy to help with any questions you've got. Are you in the Slack
Yes,
channel?
I'm on Slack.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Cool. So yeah, keep in touch.
Yes.
Hey, Casey, I thought of one more thing that I don't know, but there's the changes to have the
Yes.
operator install CRDs.
You are on fire. Yeah.
Is that with 3.30 that's probably going to go out?
That should come out in 3.30.
It may get
So
backported, right?
some bit of it has been backported, I think, Pedro.
Yeah, just a bit about OpenShift. OpenShift for version 4.16 and up was having problem with the sizes of our CRDs. They need to stick that into a Kubernetes secret, and that has a size cap. So that part was backported. So yeah, for OpenShift, starting on 3.29.2 and subsequent patches, the operator will install the CRDs. But otherwise, it's going on 3.30.
Yeah, so context for this one, there were a number of tools and integrations that had trouble with the size of our YAML, basically. So I can't remember all of them, but OpenShift was one. There were a couple other tools that tried to put YAML into secrets or config maps, and we were hitting size limits. There's also like this long-standing rough edge where Helm doesn't manage the upgrade of CRDs. So when you are installing with the Helm chart, you need to have a separate step to apply the CRDs with kubectl. And so, yeah, in 3.30, the operator is going to be managing these itself. So that should drastically reduce the amount of YAML we need to ship. The operator will spin up, it'll create these CRDs on the cluster or update them to the correct versions, and all will be well. So that's a pretty exciting one, I think. Yeah, I think that's all I have got for today. If there are any last minute topics anybody would like to talk about? Sounds like not.
Casey, I did
Yeah.
dig up some links for the Calico heroes. Yeah, please just see if they're correct.
Yes, thank you. I will check this. Appreciate you doing that. Yeah, I gotta come better prepared next time for that section. As do all of you, because I know that you're looking at some of these PRs too. Anyway, appreciate you guys showing up and chatting with me. And what's today? Today is the second Wednesday of December. Second Wednesday of January is the 8th, so that'll probably be the next time that we meet. Until then, everybody have a lovely holiday and a new year, and see you in January.
Thanks, Casey.
Thanks, Casey.
You know.
Thank you.
Bye.